What's up, guys? We're in a completely different setting. We're in my garage today. Bad lighting, mess up hair. It doesn't matter. Today we're talking about my home gym setup. Stick around. Fellas, welcome back. It's Robert, your everyday gentleman. And like I said, today I'm gonna give you guys a quick little tour of my home gym. You know, everybody is, having to work out at home right now with gyms being closed and, obviously having to deal with social distancing, which, by the way, I want to continue to say that I hope you're being safe and, again, doing your part to flatten the curve. Now, like I mentioned before, it's important to keep a good routine going, and fitness obviously is an important part of that. So I wanted to share with you guys my home gym that I actually started setting up a couple years ago. But before we do that, I just want to say, if you're new to this channel, I want to thank you for clicking on this video. Again, my name is Robert. Here I talk about everything to do with men's lifestyle, whether it's fashion, fragrances, grooming, whiskey, cigars, really anything I feel encompasses being a man in today's age. I invite you to subscribe and engage in the comments down below. And if you're already a subscriber, I want to thank you for your continued support. And with that, let's jump into the tour. All right, so here we are at the home gym. This is basically my setup. Apologize for the mess. I'm still trying to get things organized in here, doing a lot of spring cleaning, but you can see my workout space is pretty spacious. So let's start off here. This is just some padding that I installed into the floor. I say installed, but really just laying there. But this is the area that I'll typically do any kind of cardio workouts. Sometimes I'll do some videos like P90X, if you've ever done any of those, things like Kempo X or plyometrics, things like that. And then I have my rack. I love this thing. This is a rack that I picked up off of OfferUp. I paid a few hundred for this thing. And this is what primarily gets used. Now, prior to this quarantine, I do actually still have a Planet Fitness membership. But honestly, I hate going to the gym. I'd rather work out here at home because I don't have to wait for weights and I don't have to deal with people struggling with the hardest rep in the gym, which is the re-rack. Here, I can get pretty much everything that I want to do, and I get it done fast and efficiently. And it's just a great setup. So this rack allows me to do pretty much anything. You can see it has a bit of a Smith machine setup. It's nothing crazy, but I can put some Olympic plates on there, which is one of the things I love about this machine. It works with Olympic plates. The Smith machine is effective. I can throw some decent weight on there and get it going, but I'm not a big fan of the Smith machine to begin with. But it's an option on there. It has this attachment here. This is a chest fly attachment. You can see you basically put your back up against there, put your arms on both of those rests, and then you squeeze your arms together and activate that chest. I also have a pull down pulley, and you can see I have a wide bar so that I can do different variations for your back. I can do some tricep pull downs with that, and then I have a single attachment on here. I use that if I'm doing some chest work. Again, also with your triceps, just anything you want, single arm, pull downs, things like that. I have my Olympic bar, and you can see I have a setup right here for incline bench, which is typically what I use. And this bench is really cool because it goes from a decline up into 90 degree, so you can do your military press if that's something that you want to do. Now it also has this leg attachment, which allows you to do leg extensions, leg curls. Leg curls aren't very effective on this machine, so I don't do them too much, but you can do them on here. The biggest pain is that once you go beyond 90 degrees, if you're laying down, you don't get much more tension from the weight just because of how the setup is on this thing. Gravity doesn't really push down on that weight anymore once you're beyond 90, so I don't do leg curls too much on this, but leg extensions aren't bad. Now, because of my height, my feet hit once I start getting towards the bottom, but it's not a big deal because if I go that low, same thing, gravity's not really putting too much tension on my legs anymore, so I don't go that low anyway. I do get some good tension with this leg extension setup. This is what I use primarily for curling, and to work my hammies, I'll do some deadlifts on this. You've probably seen me do some videos with that. But this easy bar is really good. It allows you to do a lot of different things. I also have this little pulley that I attached to the rack. This little pulley, if you're not familiar, allows you to do a number of different things. You put the Olympic bar here, and then you can, this will, move this out of the way here. This will rotate different ways and go basically up and down. So you put one end of the bar in here, and then with the other side, you put some weight on the bar, and you can do a number of things like bent over rows, or I forgot the name of the workout. If I find the workout that I'm talking about, I'll put a little video on here. But you can do a number of things. You'll see people in the gym jam an end of the bar into the corner of a room. That just eats away at the corner. My wife wouldn't be too happy if I did that. So I attached this this little joint here, and it works pretty well. Now going over here, I have my dumbbell setup. This is a dumbbell setup that I got probably about 6 or 7 years ago at Sports Chalet when it was still open. This is an adjustable dumbbell set. Goes from 10 all the way up to 50 pounds. It's very good if you're going to be doing curls and things like that. I can do some chest workouts with it as well. If you want to go really heavy, obviously it doesn't do well for that because 50 pounds is the most that you can do, but for me, it's effective. I also have a small set of adjustable dumbbells. This is one I picked up at Target. This set goes from 2.5 pounds all the way up to 12.5. It's really good. My wife likes using these. They're good for lateral flies. I'll put it at 12.5 if I want to do some high rep stuff. I'll use these here. Now this is my weight vest. This doesn't get as much use now as it used to, but this I used to use all the time. I used to do a lot of OCR, which is obstacle course racing, Spartan race, Tough Mudder, Gladiator rock and run, things like that. And I used to use this thing all the time when I would go hit the trails. I'd do some trail running, uphill, downhill. And if you're running with weight on, when you take that off and you're doing regular races, really helps with your stamina. Each one of these pouches is about 1 pound, so you can adjust that. And if you put them all in there, you've got 20 pounds. So this was good. I'll use it from time to time if I'm going to do an aerobic workout in here, but again, it doesn't really get much use. Some small little 5-pound weights there, some yoga mats because stretching is important. I've got my workout mirror, which is cracked because I always work out in front of it. I've also got some battle ropes. These battle ropes, if you're not familiar with, are a great cardio workout. I need to use them more actually. But again, a lot of the stuff that I have in here is stuff I used to use when I was training more for obstacle course racing, and I haven't done that in a couple years. Kind of miss being out in the mud, but I also don't miss the pain that I was in after a weekend of racing. Medicine ball there to get some different workouts. I've got some attachments here. Got a strap or a wrap for your ankle if you're doing some kickbacks or whatever. Chains if you want some weights for dips or pull-ups or whatever. Here's something I forgot to show you. This is grip slings. These things are really cool. These you would use to build your grip for different things. There's a number of different workouts you can do with this, and what you're doing is basically you'd be replacing this strap. Let's say if you want to do work on your triceps, you remove that and attach this strap, and so you're gripping the strap like this. So you have to get a good grip on it so that it doesn't fall out of your hand. And grip strength is extremely important if you're training for a Spartan race. That to me, aside from endurance, running on hills, grip strength was the next most important thing. So if you are training for one, make sure you work on your grip strength. That leads me to the Olympic rings. I installed these a number of years ago. I also added some athletic tape to it just to help with the grip. You can do pretty much anything that you can typically do with an Olympic ring on here. I haven't tried muscle ups, one, because I can't do them, and two, I don't know if this space is good for a muscle up, but outside of that, you can do pretty much anything. You can set these up at a different height if you want to do pull-ups. Right now I have them set up this low because I use them for chest dips or regular dips, so I use them for that. That is pretty much it aside from my sound system. Obviously you need to have the jams playing so that you get motivated, get that pump going. But that's it, guys. That's my home gym setup. So that wraps up the tour. I hope you guys liked it. I always recommend, getting some kind of setup at home, whether you go something a little more elaborate like mine. You may have something even better with a lot more machines, or you may just have, a couple weights and a mat. But whatever it is, have something that you can do at home, because even if we're not dealing with what we're dealing with right now, sometimes you just can't get to the gym. And the commute from the bedroom to the living room to get a workout, or from the living room to the garage to get a workout, is much easier than driving to the gym. So get yourself something to do at home and continue to stay healthy and keep your mind right during this hard time. And I know together we'll get through with it. Now, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel out. Subscribe and tap the notification bell so you catch all future videos. And remember, being a gentleman is an everyday thing. Back to my workout, fellas.
We bop and hippity hop, I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa, boom.